Hello everyone, welcome back to A1 Politics and Civics. Today's Civics 101 lesson is going to be on third parties. A third party is a smaller political party. They are not Republicans or Democrats, which are the two main parties here in the United States. They have very little national representation. The first one you'll hear about is the Libertarian Party. They promote personal liberty and freedom from government above all. You might hear them mention the Watchman form of government, where the government provides for security and national defense, but little else. The Free State Project is a project run by libertarians in New Hampshire, where libertarians from all over the United States move to New Hampshire in order to politically terraform the state so that they can test their ideas on a grand scale. President Trump spoke at their 2024 convention and rallied for their endorsement, signifying the importance of their votes on a national scale.
The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa, that's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years.
Here are the results for libertarians nationwide in both the 2016 and 2020 elections. In 2016, the Libertarian nominee was Gary Johnson, New Mexico's former governor, so that's why he performed so well in that state. In general, you'll see in your more conservative states, Libertarians do better, though they only won about half of their 2016 vote. Ron and Rand Paul are both Libertarian-leaning Republicans who represented the state of Kentucky in the Senate. Thomas Massie, also from Kentucky, is a House legislator who also leans Libertarian. Justin Amash was the Libertarian Party's first national House representative. He represented a district in Michigan and switched his party affiliation from Republican to Libertarian while in office, though he only won one term. The second major party is the Green Party. They hold a number of far-left policy positions like social and racial justice, governmental health care, environmental justice, and anti-war policy as well. They've generally been less successful than libertarians as a whole. This is the 2016 map on the left-hand side. You can see that they did quite well in places like California, Colorado, New Mexico, and Vermont. And then Wikipedia did not have a similar map for their 2020 campaign, but percentage-wise, their best states were Maine, Hawaii, Maryland, Illinois, and Massachusetts, all states that vote for Democrats on a large scale. Republicans and Democrats generally think that third parties act as spoilers. Republicans dislike libertarians and Democrats dislike Greens because many of the people who would vote for the two major parties might waste their votes on a third-party campaign with no shot at victory. Both parties play ballot games to keep the party that's most similar to them off of ballots. For example, Republicans try to keep the Libertarians down and Democrats try to keep the Greens down. This is so that people who might vote for those parties vote for them instead. And both of them oppose legislation that aids third parties because that would take away from their power as a political party. I like this meme because it just generally illustrates how third parties are viewed, and the Democrat ends up winning and takes away his rights. He doesn't seem to care though because he voted for his third party. Does that meme actually reflect real life? Yes, it does. These two maps are the 2016 and 2020 presidential elections. We'll start with the 2016 map. All the states in yellow had third-party margins that were greater than the difference between the two candidates. Georgia and North Carolina did not quite reach that level. They're still very close and ended up leaning Republican anyway. In 2020, less so. You still had Arizona, Wisconsin, and Georgia have enough votes for that third-party margin to matter a lot. If all three states had voted Republican, that would have been a 269 to 269 tie, which if you are interested in what happens in that scenario, go check out the Electoral College video I posted as well. Why the performance in 2016 versus 2020? 2020, just to set the stage, had fewer third-party voters. They lost 2.7 million Libertarians, 1.1 million Greens, 750,000 independent votes, which were mostly concentrated for Evan McMullen, Mormon and former CIA agent. He had a great showing in Utah, less so in Wyoming and Idaho, and then the rest of the country, he really just wasn't a factor. Then you also lost 500,000 off of the other category. This is mainly because there was a lot of support both for Biden and against Trump on the Democratic side. You can see the Washington Post up there, right? Trump is essentially Hitler, and calling your political opponents Hitler tends to be effective, but Trump also solidified hesitant Republicans who might have voted third party or weren't sure that he was going to actually govern as a conservative. He is the only president since Grover Cleveland to gain votes and to lose in his reelection attempt. But quite poetically, if he wins here in November, he will be the only president since Grover Cleveland to have served 2 9-consecutive terms. You also saw in 2016 the election was seen as predetermined versus more of a toss-up. This New York Times presidential forecast shows that Hillary Clinton has a 91% chance to win, which probably prompted lots of Democrats to go ahead and sit that one out. Do third parties do better in safe states? If the outcome is assured, are voters more likely to vote for the third party? Here are a whole bunch of graphs. You've got the Clinton states in 2016, Trump states in 2016, and both of those graphs merge. I chose the 5 closest states in margin and the 5 furthest states in margin. So you see here in the Clinton states a flat percentage. No matter if the state was close or far, they got about the same third-party vote percentage. Trump states did not have that happen. It's like Trump voters got the memo that he needed their votes far more than voters in more conservative states. In 2020, you saw both of these candidates follow the Trump 2016 pattern as opposed to the Hillary 2016 pattern. Both sides knew that their votes mattered, and both sides got out the voters that they thought they would need to win. And so you saw a reduced third-party vote share. Now, who's running in 2024? Going from left to right across the bottom, you have the Libertarians running Chase Oliver, who has ballot access in all 50 states. The Green Party is running Jill Stein, who was their nominee in 2016. She's got ballot access in 44 states, but not in Nevada. Independent Robert F. Kennedy Jr., seen down below endorsing Donald Trump at his Las Vegas rally. He's in 34 states, but he has withdrawn from several swing states. He's gone through a large legal battle to get his name removed from as many ballots as possible to help support Trump. Cornel West is running on a platform of black liberation. He's in 35 states, but not in Nevada or Arizona. The Socialism and Liberation Party, Gloria La Riva, is in 41 states, not in Nevada or Michigan. And then No Labels, actually, you heard a lot about them with the Trump versus Biden election. They were unable to nominate a candidate despite looking at people like Larry Hogan, Joe Manchin, Nikki Haley, and Chris Christie. Their party chairman, Joe Lieberman, died on March 27th, and so about a week after that, No Labels chose not to run a candidate. Third parties generally cannot get elected because we have a first-past-the-post voting system. This means that all it takes is a bare majority of the votes to take your seat, as opposed to a proportional representation system. You can see a proportional election system down in the bottom left. That table shows you the amount of seats each party would win based on their percentage of the vote. Another reason is that parties have factions as opposed to separate entities. The House Freedom Caucus is more libertarian, hard-right people, and the Congressional Progressive Caucus is more of the Green Party, hard-left members of Congress. Both of these factions lessen the need for third parties as they can use the party's current infrastructure to help support their campaigns, while still pushing for the values that they believe in. Finally, you've got the election spectrum, right? This is a very simplified left, center, right political continuum. If you're running as a libertarian who might be over here, and your two choices are a moderate conservative or a moderate liberal, there's some room here between you and the moderate conservative, but there's a heck of a lot more room between you and the moderate liberal. So libertarians might think, oh, I'll go ahead and vote for the moderate conservative because even if I don't get all of what I want, he's still better than this moderate liberal. So that's all I've got for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you did, please leave a like, share the video, subscribe, and leave a comment telling me what you thought. I will see you guys in the next one.